So as everyone is very sure that the N64 Classic announcement is coming literally any day now, let's pretend that tomorrow is launch date. The system comes out tomorrow. What games do you want to see in that console? So this, of course, is a list of games for the prospective console. I also have a few other questions afterwards that I would love to know. Also, this is barring any issues with Rare, with other licensing things and stuff like that. I also do find it interesting with the whole situation that as Sony released the news about the PS4 Classic coming out, and some people think it had overshadowed the launch of Nintendo's online system for the Switch, at the same time, the whole prospective news and prospective release of an N64 Classic has almost overshadowed Sony's announcement with their whole situation. You know, the N64 itself are a system that by many people in the, retro community, they don't like that system, but the fanfare and the overwhelming nostalgia people have for it have really brought it into its own. So first up is Super Mario 64. That game is a given, along with Pilotwings 64, as that game was a launch title in the US when the original console came out in '96. Other games that are pretty much, I think, are a guarantee is Mario Kart 64, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask. I really think Wave Race is going to be on there as almost a guarantee, because that was a big game when it came out, even though it was an early game. Other titles I really think we'll see on there: Donkey Kong 64, Star Fox 64, of course, which is a great game. It has been ported to other systems like the 3DS. Banjo-Kazooie is another big game I really think has to be on there, along with something like F-Zero X. So getting into games that have a more mature theme to them, but I think are really staples for the N64, are games like GoldenEye, Perfect Dark. South Park was a really popular game, and one for me is Mortal Kombat Trilogy, which I don't know if that's going to be on the system, but I would love to see it there. And of course, one of the most infamous mature games is Conker's Bad Fur Day, a really popular N64 game, but are we going to see it on the console, seeing it was a rated M game? Now, getting into other questions I do have about the console is going to be the whole controller situation. So many of the games that really shined on the N64, like GoldenEye or like Mario Kart 64, were 4-player games. Of course, Smash Bros. As well, which I don't think I mentioned earlier, but of course will be on there and really shines as a 4-player game. Is the system going to include 4 controllers? The NES Classic had 1, the SNES Classic had 2. Will the N64 Classic include all 4 controllers? The system will of course have all 4 ports on it, but are 4 controllers going to be in the box? I really think the way they should do it is have 2 controllers come with the console and then have another controller 2-pack. As much as you can have a 3-player game, I think for nostalgia purposes and how people will like it, will just be straight up either 2 players or 4 players, and the packaging situation should just accommodate that. It's also a given that the system is going to have HDMI output. So did I miss anything? Are there any games that you want to see on the N64 Classic when it does release? Let me know below what you're thinking, and is there anything else I missed? Anything else the system might need? As always, guys, I do appreciate the watch, and I'll see you next time.